Hey, I'm your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield. And with you today is...
Jeff Rickels.
And...
Ian Schiefer.
And this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
I don't have an intro noise for my podcast, but I feel like I need to get one because, listener, the whole time before we started this podcast, we were talking about the intro sound to the PlayStation,
Right.
Which is just burnt into all of our collective memories
Absolutely.
as we sit here to this day.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeff, Ian, both you guys, thank you for coming on the show. Jeff, thank you for agreeing to come on the show for the first time. When I reached out to you immediately, you were like, "I'm down."
Absolutely.
And Ian, thank you for coming back for the third time. You're now
Absolutely.
officially a member of the Dale Earnhardt Club.
Nice. I'm honored.
Yeah.
I accept the mantle with no humility.
Yeah, nor should you. There's no humility in being the intimidator.
No, absolutely.
Like, you fucking...
Raise
on
hell,
it.
praise Dale.
Yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah.
brother.
Trios.
Oh, yeah.
So, let's talk about real quick where we can find you guys at online. So, Jeff, we can find you, these are all IG, at Jeff Kuma, at Thunder Brothers _Beats, and at Newport Secret 6, man.
Yep.
So, dude, you're making noise in a lot of bands right now. What's going on?
Yeah, so Newport Secret 6 is, a band I've been doing for 17 years now.
Holy
since
shit.
April 2006. I do like rocksteady reggae kind of stuff. We do have a show coming up October 8th at the Comet. We're opening up for Vic Ruggiero and Dave Hilliard from the Slackers are doing like a 2-man tour kind of show thing. It's going to be cool shit. But yeah, and then, make beats with Daniel when I can, and, yeah. And my personal one, if you want to see some dogs and cats, that's about all I can give you, but yeah.
That's what everybody came for. They came for the dog and cats.
Exactly.
And they're staying for the great tunes.
That's what
Absolutely.
Instagram is, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what that is. And then, Ian, we can find you over at Secret Base Cinema and also ian.charles71 for the personal account.
Oh, yeah.
What's up with the Secret Base, man? What you guys cooking?
Oh, man. Next month we have Dead or Alive, which is a
Ooh.
Japanese wild ride. September 12th, 7:30 at the Esquire Theater. Follow them, follow us. Yeah, good time. Shout out to Hale and Paper Street Trading for supporting us.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and again, that's like a collection of really cool people doing a really cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are cool. The people
All
from...
doing it together.
Yeah. Everybody...
Hale's super cool too.
Yeah.
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 Neil is great, yeah.
Yeah, and Torn, just the whole thing, and just the creating the culture of getting to see movies that you don't normally get to see, and seeing them in a way that you don't normally get to see them on a big screen.
Yeah.
It's really cool shit.
Absolutely.
So-
Yeah. It's good stuff. Man, we've got a really great slate for this whole time. We got Driller Killer. There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming up.
Hell yeah. Well, listener, go out there, support Ian, support Andy, go check them out.
Secret Base Cinema.
Secret Base Cinema.
Oh, sorry.
No, that was good. Hell yeah, dude. We're like professionals and shit. Like, we got the plug game
See, we
down.
got Newport Secret 6 and Secret Base. We need to
You guys need to have a secret...
we're gonna-
we need to get together
yeah.
and have some secrets.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Secret shows.
Secret shows, hell yeah. But guys, I don't know if secret shows work if it's a secret. Nobody's going to know to come.
The cool people will.
Okay, that's why it's a
People
secret.
will come.
Listener, you know where to find me at Neonano on Instagram, and I'm just drawing stuff right now. So that's what's happening. I'm making podcast. You can see me drawing things, and you can listen to me talk about things over via my Instagram. That's where my Linktree lives. All right, guys, let's get into this motherfucking show.
Yeah.
So I love these episodes, by the way. I love deep diving into video game systems that I've owned. I loved one of the things I stumbled upon with the Xbox 360 episode that I'm not going to try for future episodes is bringing together people who don't know each other before the podcast. And usually that's podcast poison, but I feel like with these episodes, it's a bunch of fun because everybody loves the thing that they're on the show to talk about.
absolutely.
And you end up instantly bonding over like shared memories and experiences.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the PlayStation. So first off, how old were you guys and where were you in life when you first encountered the PS1?
Yeah, that's a good one. So, being 37, I was 1985. So that would have put me at 10 years old. Yeah.
Solid time.
Yeah, good times there. I remember the air combat, like what would become Ace Combat. Yeah, those were first memories of that.
Yeah. Friend of my little brother, he brought, Harry Hedger had brought his PlayStation over some like Friday night. He was spending the night or whatever. And Resident Evil was like the first game that I played or saw, and it was just, I mean, just blew my mind. Of course, like everyone, that and like Final Fantasy VII, like he had that, like
Oh wow.
having a game that like I'm not too big into JRPGs, but like just seeing a game that's 3 discs.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding? Yeah.
Massive.
Yeah. So I'm 42. I was born in 81. So yeah, it was a seminal video game. What year was it? Did it start? Did it come out?
95, 94?
90 the
95.
system dropped in Japan in December 3rd, 1994
Right,
and it
we
hit
got it.
stateside
95.
September 9th, 1995.
Yeah.
So we don't get the PlayStation for like 9 to 10 months after its
Yeah,
original release,
yeah.
which is wild. I was 13 years old living in Appalachia at the time. And my next door neighbors, Adam and Evan Shriver, they had a cousin from Zanesville, and the fancy rich part of Appalachia.
Absolutely.
And he brought down the
Welcome to
PlayStation 1.
Ohio.
And so we'd all gamed on like Genesis, Super Nintendo and stuff, but like we'd never encountered anything like this. And I remember playing Tekken 1 for the first time, like Twisted Metal, and just being like, "What the fuck is this?
Twisted Metal,
this
dude.
is such a whole other level of stuff." And just it interacted differently than like other video game systems
Yeah.
before it.
Right.
Like it wasn't cutesy and cartoony like the Nintendo, and it also was everything that Genesis did, but better.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it was just like, oh shit, what is this thing?
Yeah. So I think, because like when the PlayStation came out, like it was obviously such a huge step. But like for me, like because I was thinking of just like mind blowing moments you've had, like as a kid, like first time playing whatever year Sega Genesis came out, like had an NES for a long time. The very first time I saw a Sega Genesis, so like saw Sonic the Hedgehog in action, just blew my mind. And like that was another like, and then PlayStation comes like obviously way later, but like PlayStation comes, and that's just another like mind blowing. These games are on discs, and like they can have real sound and videos and.
Yeah, it was the next level. It definitely was. It was taking it beyond what we had seen before.
Well, I guess the way there was Sega CD.
Did everybody play it when it first launched?
I know. Well, yeah. Right. I don't know.
I'm trying to look up what the launch titles were, but I remember specifically the combat one being one that. Okay, so we got. Oh, in Japan, let's see. I can't even pronounce these. Okay, so the U.S. Okay, September 9th, 1995. The PS1 launch date titles were Air Combat, Battle Arena.
Oh, Battle Arena Toshidon.
Yes,
I remember
yes.
Battle Train. Yeah,
So you did play that on
we
release.
played
okay.
that. Yeah.
Killik, the DNA Imperative, NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
Hell yeah.
Power Serve, 3D Tennis, the Raiden Project, Rayman, Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
I remember Ridge Racer. Yes, Street Fighter the movie, Total Eclipse Turbo.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter the movie, the game. Jesus,
Yeah, where they-
what a pile of
Wow,
shit.
poor Europe only got 2 titles on release.
That's rough.
Wipeout and Ridge Racer.
Ooh. Well,
I mean, that's
two decent
If you
titles.
like racing, that's 2 pretty good.
Yeah, 2 good racers.
I
Pretty
guess they
damn
were
good racing
really
games.
they knew their audience. I
Yeah.
guess, so
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, thinking back on the when they tried to make the movie Street Fighter into the video game, where they gave it Mortal Kombat graphics without the blood.
Right.
Or even you remember Pit Fighter from way back in the day? They were like digitized,
Yeah,
like
dude.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Pit
and-
Fighter was sick.
Yeah,
You could kick people
yeah.
into the crowd and they get stabbed.
goodness.
And you're like 8 years old playing this.
Yeah. Pit Fighter was amazing.
That was the great thing about being a child back then, is like we didn't have a rating system or anything, and parents just thought all video games were Mario. Like they
Right,
had no
right.
clue that there could be like violent stuff until all of a sudden Mortal Kombat happened, and then parents lost their fucking minds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
big time out there.
Yeah.
Al Gore's wife was real angry.
I was gonna say I remember like playing NES. Like my dad was, they were, not like super young when they had us. Like, he was born in 1960, so like 30, like, so he loved. Well, even in the 80s, like the NES and stuff, like beating Contra with my dad. Like,
Nice.
Of course, we used the code or whatever, but like
Hell yeah.
beating Contra with my dad was like, yeah. So it's like they were always super into, or he was, but my mom loved Tetris, but that's about it. But
Well, let's talk some system stats about this system. So, number
right.
one, CD-ROM drive. Big game changer
Wild
at the
to
time.
interact with that
because,
disc.
again, the Sega CD did exist during this time, but I did not know a lot of people with the Sega CD.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
all of my friends had either Genesis or Super Nintendo at the time.
So the big standout for me between those two discs, because I had those consoles, was I would say the graphics on the discs themselves.
Oh, yeah, that was very
You
cool.
know, the PlayStation discs would be,
Yeah.
works of art.
But they were black too, like yeah.
All sorts of stuff going on
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Also, the packaging on it, where you got it in like a very tall, like pseudo DVD case thing.
Yeah, right.
That-
Yeah,
like-
like early CDs were that way too, where they had to like stand up for the displays, I guess.
Yeah,
in
but
the
it was
store, but
it was a whole different look than the cartridges. Because like I didn't save the boxes for my cartridges. I just had my cartridges laying out, and maybe they would like have a cover for the butt of it.
Right.
But that was really it. Whereas
Right.
now it's like, oh, you're buying something that's kind of like a book or a DVD. Like it's
Right.
it's something different.
Yeah.
And again, I think that's kind of a reoccurring theme with the PlayStation is they didn't try to be the Nintendo. They didn't try to be the Genesis. They just tried to be this thing that was different. And,
Right,
and,
right.
and it worked because we see a lot of stuff fail before then. We saw the TurboGrafx 16 go down. We saw the Jaguar and the Lynx from Atari both go the way of the Buffalo. Like there was a lot of shit that came out before they just never caught fire. Neo Geo was too expensive. People couldn't drop $600 for an at-home arcade system. And PlayStation's like, we're gonna take a run at them. And so now you're not facing one Goliath, but two Goliaths.
Right,
And
right.
to enter in to be the third system in this world. And Sony does it.
right.
Um,
At a price point, though.
Oh, we're getting to that,
So-
which is
Yeah.
which is
That's what I'm
awesome.
saying, like, you can get in there.
Yes, for sure. And that is the thing that was a major standout with them. Memory card storage system, also something a little different.
Very cool, because you could hand it off to your friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're handing
and-
off with your friends. Yeah. You can go and rent a game that they have, get where they are.
Did most people have that experience too, where like you get a PlayStation, then you come home, like you realize like, oh,
Oh, you can't say
I don't have a memory card, like
Yeah.
I can't save my
Sure, yeah.
awful.
It was also one of the first times in my life, though, where I didn't have to bring my video games over to somebody's house. I could just bring this little thing in the front of
Totally.
my jean pocket, and boom, I can.
And you put it in, and Dracula, like from Symphony of the Night, like is running, everything was animated, like for the
Oh yeah, yeah.
the little icons for the games and
Everything on the storage unit had its own little GIF that would run.
Yeah, yeah.
During the as you were viewing what was happening on the card. 16-bit, 24-channel, 80p CM sound. So for the first time ever getting like CD quality sound on a system.
right.
yeah.
Which
Right,
is a big step because we're used to the cartridge systems with the bloop, 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 bloop,
Right,
bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of that. And no matter what you're trying to do, like no matter what kind of game you're making, you have some level of like MIDI file music. And
Yeah.
that just doesn't lend itself to every game,
Right.
Parents with PA systems are blowing you
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
What did I say? Like, go back a little bit, like with Super Nintendo versus Sega Genesis. Like, those two sound chips in those machines are very, very different. Like, what they can do and what they can't do. Mm-hmm. Did you guys have did you have a dog in that race? Like, which sound, like Genesis game sounds and soundtracks and music and stuff like that. Or,
Oh, Genesis, yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
'Cause it was so much like
Yeah.
rougher and like
Yeah.
the bass was always great and yeah. I don't want to go off on Genesis, but yeah.
So getting to the you brought this up, and you brought this up also in an email to me today. You guys both pointed out the price point of this system.
Yeah.
Like, so $299,
Yeah, a couple $100.
under $300. Like,
Right.
and I want to say like a
In 1995.
yeah.
Well, right
It's
after
a sale.
Sega Saturn was
Yeah.
like, they announced theirs for $100 more. So Sony just walks out. Literally, they had a guy come out do like a bunch of boring like, here's all the stats and all the stuff for forever, and then I should have looked. I should remember his name. Like he just literally like walks up to the podium and goes $299,
Yeah.
and then just walks away, and like that was it. Like
Now, I want to say that they had a year on Nintendo too, right? Because Nintendo wouldn't be until the following year.
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, Fallout in that
yeah, was it
relationship.
96 or 96? Yeah, 96.
Yeah.
And so they're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if Nintendo's got something in the pipeline,
Yeah.
ours is.
Well, they
not.
were going to work together. Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
yeah, work together. And so it's like, all right, well, we'll do our own thing, like,
Yeah, but I think by doing that, I also think they put themselves back a year because of it.
Sure.
Because they had the
Right.
partnership, and then they were
Right.
doing it, and then it was like, oh, we're going to go it alone. It's like, okay, well, we've already
Right.
been developing this.
Right.
So we're going to take this to market first, and we're going to make it cheaper than what everybody else has got their shit out there is by $100.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, this system fucks.
yeah, right, yeah, absolutely.
Man, and all the content that came with it. I mean, of the launch titles, none of them were lasting for me, but man, just so many titles in the PlayStation lineup that were very lasting.
Over 3,000 different games were made for the PS1.
3,000.
3,061 PS1 games exist.
Wow.
They have sold a grand total around the world of 967 million units. They were within 23 million units of selling a billion units of PlayStation 1 games.
Right.
And just even that's not even accounting for secondary figures.
Yeah.
How many times
yeah,
those
for
things
sure,
are
for sure.
exchanged hands beyond that. It's numbers astronomical.
Well, and then think about it too. Like, this is just saying it's close to a billion units sold. Now quantify that by how many dollars a piece each one of those things is.
Right.
So if we're saying like each one is selling for $50,
All right.
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Also, this system was the sixth best-selling system of all time. Was selling 102.49 million units. It's one of only seven
bless,
systems in
dude.
history to break 100 million sale.
Damn. Yeah.
To break 100 million.
Yeah, 7 systems of all time have existed, and it's only one of them. By the way, what comes after it, the PS2 goes on to become the highest-selling
Right,
video game
right.
system of all time.
Unreal.
So
Unreal.
this just
Yeah.
completely opens the floodgates for the PS2 to dominate
Yeah.
the video game market.
Yeah.
Huge lifespan on this thing. 1994 to 2006.
Pretty good.
Fucking 12 years, boys.
Yeah.
Like this.
I wonder what the last game was.
And there's big
that was made
overlap
for it,
too, though.
Yeah.
Big overlap.
Well,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and they did that thing like after, and I forget if they did it before PS2 came out or after they redesigned the system, and there was a second version of the PS1.
Yeah, PS1 the Slim.
Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like a way
forgot
more
about
ergonomically
that.
designed thing. You could fit
Yeah.
it in pretty much anywhere. Like
Yeah.
it was just so nice, very portable. Like the PS1, which was also kind of big to walk away from that iconic look of the PS1
For sure.
because the PS1 is there's no mistaking it. Like you instantly recognize it.
Yeah,
It is the PlayStation.
Right.
We also get, you guys want to take a stab at best-selling game of all time with 10.85 million units?
Oh, Tomb Raider. No.
Good guess.
A FIFA game?
Nope. But again, you were right going European with it. Gran Turismo.
Of course.
Racing games.
Dude, Gran Turismo, like,
And it translates into all 3 regions.
What that has become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, there's a fucking movie coming out.
yeah.
But
true.
even still, the last, what number of Turismo are we on? I checked one in 25.
But there's been some like Gran Turismo Sport, Gran Turismo
Yeah.
3.
The last one
Whatever.
I checked out, I think, was in 2017. So whatever iteration that was, and looking through the custom controls, through every single aspect of that car, it was, I mean, overwhelming. I couldn't roll with that.
If I play a racing game, like I want it to be fun. Like
California Cruiser.
Same.
Gran
Yeah,
Turismo is
Burnout.
for the like uber car nerd, who wants to like
Yes.
listen to light jazz and like tweak their car, But
Yeah.
but to look at those games is like
Looking
holy-
at exhaust,
I've heard
throughput
playing the
ratios
PS
and stuff.
the
like,
new
holy
the
shit, dude.
PSVR 2 or whatever with Gran Turismo is a heavenly experience.
I wonder where Tomb Raider sits in that in sales.
It's got to be up there high.
Huge,
It's got to be up there as well.
See, I don't know if I'd go the first one or the second one. The second one probably.
Yeah.
I didn't even not sold the.
I gotta know now.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
look it up. But yeah, man, so while we're here, let's just talk Gran Turismo for a minute because we're gonna end up talking about it later, anyways. But yeah, I think one of the things that really stands out to me was the graphics in that game. Like, it was really pushing the limits of the system right out of the gate,
Right.
and it was one of those jaw-dropping things where you could really tell the difference between that and the generation before. Where it's just like, the Super Nintendo nor the Genesis could push this level of what they were putting
Right.
out, and even the Sega CD is not pushing what this thing is
No,
doing.
right.
So that's the first thing, and then the second thing, I get why it's sold crazy worldwide because like if your markets are the United States, Europe, Japan, and Australia, those are your big four. Racing fans all over
For sure.
all four of those spots,
Yeah.
and so it's like
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense that it went worldwide. And then as you guys mentioned, just the uber car nerdiness of that game, where you could, like you were saying, you could tweak exhaust,
The
you can
massive amounts of control.
You could
Yeah.
adjust your weight ratio, like how many inches do you want to pick at the back end of the car, how many do you want to take down the front, what kind of spoiler do you want? Oh, that spoiler is gonna be an extra 2 pounds, and that's gonna affect shit.
Yeah,
And it was just constantly, pushing the idea of what a simulation could be in a game, and
And you
people
could
fell
listen
down
to
that rabbit
and you
hole.
could listen to Garbage, or like the Cardigans were on the soundtrack. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like there was real music playing while you played. Like,
might-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might have been the second one had the cult in it. Like what
Yes.
is it? She
Yeah.
she drives something, or she something.
But
something.
it's like FIFA and those racing games
Oh, yeah.
now. Their
They're-
soundtracks are
Yeah,
their
yeah.
own thing. They're
Yeah,
their own
absolutely.
beasts now.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's an interesting thing. Let's sidebar on this. Is like how people are introduced to music now in video games is the big way of it. Because I remember like so
Oh,
many bands
absolutely.
I found in the mid.
Contemporary times,
Yeah.
big influence.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I remember in the mid 2000s, like being introduced to bands, or like being stoked that like a band I like was in Madden,
NFL, NHL, yeah,
it's like all the EA
absolutely.
stuff always had great soundtracks.
Yeah.
And Tiger Woods, even I can't listen to one Outkast song because it was the intro for a Tiger Woods, and so now it's permanently
Yeah.
burned into my skull because every time I booted up the disc to play golf, I got hit with Outkast.
There was a PlayStation 2 game, like MX versus ATV, whatever.
Remember
And
that?
it would
Yeah.
just like let you like ride around this giant world and just jump around and listen to like Seven Dust and Ultra Spank and like all these weird like new metal bands and stuff. Like, I love that.
Yes, please.
Love that game. Yeah. That, and there was a Rockstar,
sounds like
or very
good,
early Rockstar game called Smuggler's Run. I don't know if you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a game like that's one of those games that like I've wanted to play for like 20 years. Like it's
It's like a Friday night, lots of Mountain Dew,
Yeah, right.
shit
Oh, yeah.
food, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%. And then I also remember during that time when I was teaching, like students of mine would be playing Rock Band and Guitar Hero, and they were experiencing like incredible songs they'd never heard before, and that's how they got introduced to it, was through the game. So then
Yeah,
like they would
absolutely.
so like they would come in and they'd be like, "Have you heard of Motley Crue?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, Motley Crue's pretty good, you know." like,
Right.
like they got some hits, and then they and especially with Rock Band, that really opened the floodgates for a lot
Right,
of people
Rock
because of,
Band
of
was
how
something else.
how diverse the soundtrack
Yeah.
was, and then being able to download
It was the
stuff.
first time somebody else talked to me about Buckethead, because I was like, oh yeah,
Dude,
I
yes.
know
Hell
Buckethead.
yeah.
How do you know Buckethead?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the world gets introduced to Jordan.
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and just
Yep.
fucking wrecks people's minds.
So I got to see him play Jordan at James Brown's funeral concert in
Holy shit.
Newport. Yeah, he
Awesome.
played the full like solo
Hell
show
yeah.
and everything. Tossed me a CD.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I think another thing we kind of keep skipping over here is because we keep referencing the Super Nintendo, the Genesis. We keep skipping the N64. But
yeah.
well, wait, was the N64 out at the same time? Because I do remember being in high school playing it at my
1 year
friend's house.
later.
Yeah,
Or
Okay,
two,
yeah, that's when it drops.
it's either the next year or 2 years. It's not 96 or 97. I can't remember which, but
Because we go
I dig
from the
it.
Super Nintendo to the 64.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Because
the
they-
transition. Yeah.
Yeah, because and it was a weird thing too. Because before
The Super Nintendo was very strong.
very strong.
That went well for a long time.
That thing flexed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's funny because you were talking about the obsolescence of the PS1, and we get to that, but I think it actually suffered. The Super NES suffered kind of a similar issues.
It just keep hanging on.
Kept hanging on a little bit longer. Got bogged down by weird licensing issues that they were making games for stuff they shouldn't things like that.
Yeah, and then Sega kind of went in a different direction where Sega's like, well, we always got to keep plodding forward, but doing it too quickly and not building up a game library to have it. And then you got to like pass off this new technology to all your third parties to figure out how to work on it. And they're like, this is kind of funky.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because the thing as I was kind of like Rolodexing it through my head there, I was like, okay, Nintendo 8-bit, Super Nintendo 16-bit.
Yeah.
Kind of stops. You get the Master System, which I didn't know anybody with it. You get the Genesis, which was huge, and then they get into like Sega CD. Then they get into like fucking 32X. So then they get into like 32-bit graphics. So they're like going with the idea of like, well, we're doing what we've always done. We're always doubling the capacity, and then Nintendo jumps from 16 to 64.
Right. Yeah.
So
And of course, their launch was with Mario, and that was unreal release. That was
it's a huge game.
Yeah, I was NES and then Genesis, and then like PlayStation. Essentially, like I never had a Super Nintendo, and I never actually had a 64 either. Like
What was the first systems you guys got? Like
Nintendo. Well, my dad had an Atari. My dad had an Atari.
I got the Nintendo, and then the Game Boy, and then Genesis.
One year, my brother got the Virtual Boy. We did get that red.
How's your eyesight?
Yeah.
Just like fucking laser beaming children.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Hey, if you're
I mean, I actually kind of like. We had. I think we only had 3 games. There was like the Mario Tennis. There was like a boxing game, and there was like a flying game. The flying game was like I wanted to love so much, and it was awful.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Release dates for the PlayStation, we hit upon them a little bit earlier. So the first comes out in Japan December 3rd, 1994, and it's there for a minute, man, because we don't get it here in the States until September 9th, 1995. UK doesn't get it until September 29th, 1995, and finally Australia gets it before the holiday, November 15th, 1995. It lands over there.
Interesting. Australia gets it after all of this.
Yeah.
And they're right next to...
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
I need answers, Japan.
Well, Australia
shipping?
I think I don't know if this has anything to do. I'm completely talking out of my ass. Like
throw it out.
Australia is always super weird about video games. Like
that's true.
You know, and they'll like straight up just like ban games.
Yeah.
Like
no shit.
The first Grand Theft Auto, which at some point came out on PlayStation, like
Australia.
1 and 2. Yeah. They would straight up like that game is illegal in this country. Like
Okay then.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, or just like there's not enough people, and Sony was like, okay, like we'll we'll try here, but
which is weird because there's a bunch of dangerous shit in Australia. You think that they'd be pretty desensitized to stuff. It's like there's so many snakes that like if they glance at you, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, Carmageddon was another game that I was
if you were to associate prudishness with a nation, I would not select Australia.
No, a former prison colony. I would think they'd be pretty much like kind of fucking do what you want,
Fuck
man.
it.
Yeah,
bring it on.
It's just like, nah, this isn't how it is. Like you ain't tough enough.
So
that makes me laugh.
So here's kind of the history. And listener, if you want to go through the back catalog of this, go check out the wiki. It does a good job. I'm going to try to give you the Cliff Notes version of what happens here, but we do need to kind of set the stage with this. So Sony began developing the PlayStation, a failed venture with Nintendo to create a CD-ROM peripheral for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in the early 1990s. The console was primarily designed by Ken Kutaragi and Sony Computer Entertainment in Japan, while additional development was outsourced in the United Kingdom. An emphasis on 3D polygon graphics was placed at the forefront of the console's design. PlayStation game production was designed to be streamlined and inclusive, enticing the support of many third-party developers. So off the rip, I mean, it's not a bad idea. Like, they're making all the right moves with this thing. They're like, we want it to sound good, we want it to look good, and we're going to make it so that...
They're working with people that will help them make it look and sound good.
And make it an easy port over. So if you are somebody, it's like, hey, Midway, you made NBA Jam, you made Mortal Kombat, hey, Capcom, you made Street Fighter.
Right.
You can play these games on these systems, and it's going to look pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Please help us and you make more money. Like, just give us the... Yeah. See, and real quick, and we can go back to, like, sound stuff, too, like, after we kind of do this, but, like, I think the hardware for the time was pretty good, and, like, was kind of a legit CD player for people.
Oh yeah,
that didn't have many CD players like back in the day. Like PlayStation 2 kind of did that too with like DVD. Like there was so many people's DVDs. Same thing with like music. You could put a CD in, and like it would make graphics on the based on the music and stuff. Like it was. I think that like they took their hardware serious, and people people realize that, and so
Well,
easy to jump on board.
No, and that's actually a good setup for it, because that was the whole thing was Ken Kuatargi. He had like worked on multiple stuff with Nintendo, and that was the whole thing was he foresaw the PlayStation becoming the home entertainment center for your house.
Right.
Like that was his whole thing.
Yes.
He was like, look, he's like, it's not just a video game system. This thing will be like a server where whatever you do with entertainment, like this thing's
Right.
going to be your VCR. This thing is going to be your music.
knew
like,
what was
like
happening.
it's going to be your record player. Like this man saw where the puck was going.
Right.
Like he understood that at some point
Absolutely.
you don't have all these different things. You just have one thing that does everything. And so that was the push.
Which I don't know for certain, but based off of Nintendo's track record, I could see that being a big reason for them wanting to go different ways.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo is very much about being such a pure gaming system and
Yes.
their brand.
Yeah.
They're even now just trying to kind of deal with that sort of identity of being bigger than that and having a subscription service, but I could not.
Yeah, I mean, I think a long time ago, Nintendo was like, we're not gonna fight, Sony and Microsoft for the best looking games. Like,
Right.
I mean, Zelda, like, it doesn't look good, but like,
But it plays
it
so
plays
good.
amazing.
It
I mean,
plays
and then,
so
and
good.
then a few hours into it, like, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
As you like, live in that world. But yeah,
Nintendo is the video games what Disney is the movies. Like it's such an
Absolutely.
ingrained part of the pop culture. It's
Right.
just something that has had a touch point with millions, billions of people across the planet at this point. Where if you show Super Mario somewhere, like it doesn't matter if you're in like fucking England or Japan or you're in Russia.
They're going for maximum approachability.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, it's
Right.
Mario. He's Coca-Cola. So, and I think the other thing too with Nintendo was Nintendo is always trying to like do weird, innovative shit, and it wasn't so much in terms of like sound and video, but it was like, how can we make this thing that's different and cool? Coming
Right.
out with like the N64, where they're like, why don't we have 4 control ports like that
Right.
way you can play with your
Yeah.
buddies?
Yeah.
And leading to
Mario
stuff like
Mario
GoldenEye.
Paint, like on
Yeah.
Super
Mario
Nintendo,
Paint,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, cause I don't. Did Mario Paint have a mouse or like?
It did.
Could you get a mouse for something? Okay,
It had a
yeah,
mouse.
I thought it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was for that or something else, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea of like pushing what you could do with peripherals, that was a big thing. And again, just like constantly doing weird shit. Like the GameCube is such a weird. It's a fucking purple box.
It has a handle.
It has a
It
handle.
has a handle.
But
Right.
but
and it plays discs
discs that
this
are
big,
tiny.
like
They look
Wow.
like nothing. They look like
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
else that you
Right.
have. But it's like, oh, this system is like really easy just to pick up and like literally carry to my friend's house or just throw in
Yeah.
a book bag.
Yeah.
And it's not like a big thing. And they built it to do this. Like they built this thing to travel. It's not something that is meant to sit on a shelf.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, I can totally see why Nintendo and PlayStation would clash in terms of the identity of what they want their
Yeah.
system to be and what they want it to do.
definitely.
But yeah, and then Nintendo pulled out on Sony, and Sony's like, "Fuck it, we're going it alone." And
Thank goodness.
and listener,
Yes.
it's a long ass story, so just go check out the wiki if you want to know about it. One of the other big things that the PlayStation it was aimed for was it was aimed for a demographic of like teenagers and stuff like that. 18 to 24 was a big market for them. Teens were a big thing. Like PlayStation was not going for the cutesy cuddliness of Nintendo.
Right. Yeah, because
No.
that's how Sega like fought Super Nintendo. Like,
Right.
Sega does what Nintendo don't like, and it was all like, ugh, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't think. I mean, Sony leaned into that just because it was the '90s too. Like everybody did that, but like, I don't think it was as hard as Sega did. But yeah.
I mean, I think, was it Resident Evil? I'm trying to think of
Yes.
someone other real heavy, but the Tomb Raider games, all of that stuff. Nothing of that would have been ever introduced
Right.
on the Nintendo.
No,
playthrough.
absolutely
No.
not.
Right. I mean, they had the Mortal Kombat, like, where they wouldn't show blood until like the third or fourth one, maybe. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then just all the fighting games.
Yeah.
Well, guys, officially on March 23rd, 2006, we said goodbye to the PlayStation 1.
Good run.
It was, dude, over 10 years.
Yeah.
Like literally 12 years for a system. I mean, that's
right.
old. I mean, that's like having a Great Dane that lives to be 12. Like, it's
Yeah,
fucking
right.
old.
But I
for a
mean,
video
and
game system.
there was how many of the systems you said it was 100?
Oh, over 3,000 games.
Yeah, well, I mean, 3,000 games, but I was gonna say how many units there were of the system.
Like
there's
over
just
900. Yeah, over 900.
Yeah.
like
Or then
970 million.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're just everywhere. So it's
I mean, what's your favorite?
Oh, good question. Good transition.
I mean,
as we get
we're
into
just
the
going,
games.
man.
Go for it. Jump in there.
At the end of its lifespan, what are standouts?
So I mean, my like the game. One of the games that I said like, okay, I have to talk about this game. It's MTV Music Generator, and it was essentially like it was for obviously for the first one was for PlayStation 1, and it was like the most lightweight, but it was essentially a DAW, like a digital audio workspace. Like you could make beats on this thing. Like what I wouldn't give to have a PlayStation 1 and my memory card of those songs that I made, but like that was really like doing that and like making songs and stuff on there was like, I think like kindled me wanting to like, do music and make music and stuff. And yeah, it was a very cool thing. I don't even know how I found out about it, but it was super
Have
cool.
you
Just,
ever like revisited that?
I'll go onto YouTube, because I don't have it anymore, obviously, but I'll go into YouTube and like find people's songs that they've made or whatever, just to like hear those.
You need to
those
get a
things.
PlayStation
Dude,
and get rolling on this again.
You could sample your own stuff on it. You could open the disc or open the drive.
Yeah.
Put your CD in, like take a drum or whatever, take sound off of a CD. It was so cool.
Right.
So cool.
Did you ever play like any of the uber cheesy games that they had?
Probably.
It was like The Mummy or anything.
Oh
like
yeah. Well, I was thinking about that too when we said how many games there were for it. That was at a time too when everything got a game. Everything got a game made out of it. If it was a movie or a TV show, whatever, like they were going to make.
That's
what
I was saying. Like, kind of, I think bogged down sort of their decline was just so much.
There was so many
much
bad
product.
tie-in stuff.
Yeah,
and I remember like that was during the time and age when like Xbox had like the Burger King games, where you started like getting shit from like
sneaking,
fast food restaurants and stuff,
Right.
or it's like Barbie's Pony Trainer, and you're just like, what the hell? Like, who is buying this?
Right.
My favorite game, man. Oh, I really got to think about it because there's a lot. I mean, Resident Evil. I don't know if it's my favorite game, but it's one of those games that definitely impacted me. Like, I remember booting that game up for the first time, and it's scary. It's eerie. It feels weird.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not something you're used to feeling in a video game. And then you walk down that hallway, and then you get the cut scene movie of, like, the zombie turning its head and looking back at you. Mm-hmm. And that's a core memory for me, where it's just like, oh, shit. Like, this is, like, nothing I've ever played before.
Right.
Yeah.
And dude, that when you first start the game, that, like, cheesy B movie footage that you get to see of them like getting off the helicopter, running from the dogs and stuff. Like, that game was an instant game changer. Like, I had never seen or played anything so scary. I mean, tank controls are horrifying.
Rough.
Like, but
Resident Evil was that game where the parents stepped in and were like, "Wait, what? In the fuck? What's going on here?" Yeah. They started really paying attention to what was going on because they were like, okay, this is so real.
Yeah, it was very real, quote unquote. And it had exactly what you're saying. Like, it did have that cheesy B movie stuff in the beginning, which is something, again, you're not really used to from coming up on like Genesis and Nintendo stuff, where it's like you don't get like full motion graphics and all that. And then adding in the voice acting. The voice acting in that game is like historically dog shit. Barry.
Jill, the master of unlocking.
Yes, exactly.
Or the, you were almost a Jill sandwich. Come on,
Yeah. It's so bad. But it was such a cool thing. And it really did. It had atmosphere to it where you're alone in this house. You don't, like, there's zombies at the very least, and you don't know what else is going on. And as you explore this thing, you unlock all these horrors of like zombie Rottweilers and fucking crows that are ripping people's eyes out and shit.
While you have 3 bullets the whole time.
So good. So good.
And like the fixed camera with the like the weird controls, like it added like, those moments of, when all of a sudden you're getting attacked and you got to remember, okay, I have to press up for forward or like,
So I'm going to transition back to one of those Tomb Raider I was talking about earlier.
Is that your game?
It wasn't necessarily my game, but I have to throw out these stats because they're kind of nuts.
oh yeah.
It's like 97 million games across the entire franchise
Franchise?
have been sold. Over 7 point something million of those were the first ones
Really?
for the PS1. Over 7 million.
It was a huge game. It was,
And that
it
came
was
out the
definitely a
year
huge game.
after launch. Year after launch game. And
I mean, Laura Croft and her triangle boobs.
and her
yeah.
triangle boobs
one,
were very
one
important.
a few little dudes over. Yeah.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in Tomb Raider for just a second, because as we're talking Resident Evil, because we also got to talk the save points in the game with the typewriters.
Oh,
And-
yes.
yeah,
yes.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the ASMR of that, were like that's forever in my head.
Yeah.
And then we go to Resident Evil 2.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And what a big jump that game is, where and they did this thing, and
Man.
you know,
core memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, big ones for that.
and now that I'm thinking about it, they did what they did with the Batman Arkham games, where like the first Batman
Yeah,
Arkham game is Arkham
right.
Asylum, and you're in the mansion or the asylum.
Right.
Resident Evil, you're in the mansion, and then the second game, you're in the city for both games.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
take what they did before. They're like, we're gonna make the graphics better, and we're gonna up everything that you loved about
Yeah,
this original
right.
game.
Yeah.
And that was such a big deal of a game too, because I mean, more zombies, more places, more guns, bigger enemies, like you know, same creepy atmosphere, you know, liquors bursting through interrogation windows, like all
That
sorts
game,
of shit.
The final boss, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two games together really did write what would become Resident
Yeah.
Evil, and how big that franchise would become, with multiple movies, multiple games.
Talking about like what things could be.
Yeah.
Transitioning. Sorry, quick fast. Did you guys do Metal Gear Solid? Were you guys into that?
Oh yeah,
stuff?
oh yeah.
man.
So
we're definitely talking that on the list.
Okay, well, I guess this might be a good time then for the question that I had. Before.
Do it. Yes.
So
do it.
The startup sound for the system, I think, is probably one of the best ever. Like, it's just, I mean, it's total nostalgia, obviously. But I was saying, you know, when I hear the 21st Century Fox logo, like, after I hear the fanfare and the drums, like, I expect Star Wars. Like, that's the thing that I hear next. When I hear the PlayStation sound, I'm expecting like the Metal Gear Solid, like, beginning of that. Like,
Okay.
I love Metal Gear Solid. It is, I love that series. Like, that first game just blew my mind. Like, yes, we could talk about
Dude, Metal Gear Solid
for a bit.
2 was just
Yes.
like
Oh, dude.
unreal. And that was the game, like I would say, if I remembering a game, the Spider-Man game that came out in 2000 with the sandbox was just, that's going to be when you say like PS1, beep, there's
Right.
like a flash of that game.
Totally,
But
totally.
Metal Gear Solid 2, and as you say, like the ASMR of just like the sounds of you walking through the snow, and I had PTSD from getting caught by guards, and that,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
shit, I'm
Yeah,
getting
the codec sound.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. Metal Gear Solid 1, like, just the whole thing, it has very quick, because like it's this whole deal where like you get flown into a weird military installation in like a snow-covered area, and you're one dude, and you're gonna infiltrate.
Oh, that was
this,
the first one. Yeah,
you
that's
gotta-
right.
you gotta
That's
Yeah,
right.
because you
infiltrate this
swim
entire
in
thing.
underneath the, like,
That is the
because you're up
first
in
one.
Alaska.
Okay, yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's-
I thought
yeah.
that was the second one, but I'm fucked up.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
that's in like New York City, or at least the first part. Well, whatever.
Yeah. So the first Metal Gear, yeah.
Yeah,
It's such a good game.
and just everything about it, and just that whole thing where it's like, you know, you're taught in video games usually it's like, well, you walk in a room, you fuck up everything in the room, and then you walk out. You can't do that in this game. If you try that approach, if you try to bulldog your way through this game, you're never going to beat this game.
It's done for. Yeah.
Like this whole game is based around the idea of you have to be stealthy, you have to sneak, you have to think, you got to use your
You
brain.
have to read all the shit that's on the ground, open
Yeah.
all the doors. Yeah.
You have to outsmart the guards that can only see in triangle and cones.
In
Yeah,
cones.
only in cones.
Fading cones.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the first one had, you could like, or was that the second one where you could like knock on the? That might have been.
It was the first one. You could do that. Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
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 and draw
Or
people
like
over.
Psycho Manus, you know, like one of the weirdest, coolest bosses ever, and like him reading your memory card, like, oh, I see you like Castlevania.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. Like Hideo Kojima, like you could do a podcast about that dude alone. Like, I mean, that dude, he's so weird, and I love his brain, and I love his ideas and his games and stuff, but he does some like wacky, off the wall shit sometimes, and it's. Fantastic.
What's your favorite part about it?
Of the first
What's
one?
it? Yeah.
I mean, it could be that Psycho Manus battle,
Yeah.
but
That was so unexpected when he hits you with that.
Yeah,
when,
I mean,
when he's like reading your memory card, you're like, wait, what? Like, what is the game doing right
all
now?
the- I mean, all
That's
because
pretty sick.
the game just starts breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
and that
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
happen in video games. Like, you don't break the immersion.
That's true,
And now it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Right.
Like, and that's one of those things where you're such a master of your craft, you can break the rules to make the thing better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, two towards the end, like they super break it with the Colonel and like going all nuts and stuff.
Yeah.
But like Metal Gear Solid, like and that's the thing. I'm not even the biggest stealth game guy,
me
but like
neither.
I do like I love doing the Metal Gear games, but all the boss fights too, like Vulcan Raven, like the big dude with the minigun, and, like
Revolver-
Sniper Wolf,
yeah.
and like
Revolver Ocelot.
Revolver Ocelot. Like they're just he makes such good characters, and like you're constantly talking to them.
Memories
and,
flooding back.
Yeah.
right
yeah,
now.
man. Yeah, Metal Gear is such.
And
It was like one of the most adult, even though it's weird and
No,
but
straight
one of the
up.
most
Yeah.
adult things that I like tried to play as a young kid.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like this is so
It
over my
felt
head.
like a grown-up game for
Yeah.
sure.
No, it's like you're a child, but you're playing like a weird Tom Clancy sci-fi game.
Totally.
Yes.
Like
totally.
it's like there's espionage and like all this shit going on, and it's very heady themes and like
Yeah.
and like you said, like very unique boss battles.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
The
you know,
boss battles, yeah. That final giant mech,
Oh, the Metal Gear.
the Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and it's so crazy, like how like basically that Metal Gear Solid is akin to like how John Travolta's career got revived with Pulp Fiction, because like Metal
Yeah.
Gear was out on like Metal Gear 1 and 2 was out on Nintendo, but it didn't really do anything big, and there really wasn't any follow up to it. And all of a sudden they're like, well, we're gonna revive this series, and it's like, all right, Metal Gear's coming
Right.
back.
Right.
Like you kind of had like a weird RoboCop Ed 209 robot, but
Right.
all right, sure.
Yeah.
And then they drop Metal Gear Solid. It's like, oh fuck, this game is amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I remember having like my friends had the first two on NES, and like I couldn't really we would play them every once in a while, but like I never really got into them. Like I remember you could smoke cigarettes in that game, like that was a crazy
Yeah.
thing. And then turns into Metal Gear Solid where you're like smoking a cigarette so you can see the lasers in this
Yes,
hallway, or like
Yeah.
yeah.
Incredible game.
Mm-hmm.
One of my other favorite games for the for the PlayStation. I feel like I kind of just got to marry these games because this is kind of like a Resident Evil where I loved one, but it set the stage for two, which was incredible. Was the Twisted Metal series?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I have played so much fucking Twisted Metal.
Absolutely, yeah.
a lot.
A
So
lot.
yeah, my friend's dad went to a Rodney Carrington show and brought back like a VA, like a cassette tape of it, and we would listen to that and play Metal Gear Solid in his basement while sneaking shots of his beer.
Nice.
There's
Yes.
some band called Death in Vegas that I found a CD at Phil's Records in Fort Thomas. I grew up in Southgate, Kentucky, and like that CD, when I hear that, I'm playing Twisted Metal one.
Yeah.
That's the
Twisted Metal's a great game. Lots
Yeah.
of good memories of childhood, friends' basements, playing that game, saying cuss words really loud we're not supposed to be
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
You know, oh man.
100% agree with everything you're saying right now.
Sweet Tooth,
Sweet Tooth.
Blasting Tooth, calling your friends all sorts of obscenities when they blast you out of the game.
I mean, seeing Axel, it's like it's a dude with
Yeah.
just two wheels.
wheels.
Like that's
Two
it.
wheels.
Like
He
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
car.
yeah, exactly.
He is the car. Yeah.
Yeah, and also again, it's another PlayStation game where it's like it's kind of adult. Like it's got this like
Yeah.
it's
It's
basically
an apocalyptic
Yeah.
landscape where cars are going to be blowing each other to death.
people.
Right.
Yeah, people are entering a death tournament where they're going to kill each other
Right,
in vehicular
right.
homicide.
Killer Clown.
And there's a killer clown who's
Yeah.
terrifying, and you have like all these other weird characters that are totally cool with committing murder so that they can
Right.
get their wish.
right.
And it's just, and then again, like Metal Gear, Twisted Metal 1 crawled so that Twisted Metal 2 could walk.
Yeah.
Because they just take
Yeah.
everything from the first and upscale the shit out of it. Yeah, great series. Have you guys watched the NBC series yet?
I actually
on
No.
the cock. Have you been checking out the cock?
Where's it stre-
I
where's
did
it
watch
streamed?
it on the cock. Yeah, it's. Did you watch it?
On Peacock?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Did
gotcha.
you watch it? Like,
I did.
it's not bad. Like, there's some times when like some of the jokes, like
Yeah.
I like Anthony Mackie, but like sometimes I'm just like, really.
If you can survive the
That-
first 3 episodes, then it gets good.
Yeah, totally.
But
totally.
y-
Okay.
yeah,
Is there any gore in it?
Not really.
There's time there's times like I mean like they drop F-bombs like I mean they it gets gory sometimes.
Sweet Tooth is pretty gory in the
Yeah.
shit that he's doing,
Right.
Which is fun because it's the wrestler Samoa Joe, but then he's
sick.
voiced by Will Arnett.
Yeah.
And actually, it's like this weird, like he's this weird thing on the show that works, but it shouldn't
yeah.
work, but it
Right.
does.
Interesting.
Because it's twisted metal.
Right. I'm kind of I've been at a saturation point with Will Arnett for a long time. Like, it was like, really, what? Like Samoa Joe seems like a cool dude. Like
Yeah.
he couldn't. Maybe he did it. Maybe he tried to. Maybe it was bad. But like I kind of doubt that.
Yeah.
But like watching the show though, like it does actually work. Like the voice and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like lighting is whatever. Like
and,
it's
and I think with like Joe being a pro wrestler, like he knows how to
Yeah.
emote
Right.
and like play a character because like that is the thing with pro
Interesting.
wrestling is like especially if you're on his level with like you're in a 20,000 seat arena, everything you do with your
Right.
body. It's not
So
just the people in the
big
front
and-
row.
yeah.
Like people on the upper deck also have to see what you're doing as well.
Right,
So
right.
he's
Right.
used to making like big expressive movements.
yeah.
Doing big, powerful, strong moves.
Right.
And so it really works. And and also I do think there's a lot of like really cool Easter egg stuff in the show where they work in a lot of cars, they work in a lot of the characters.
It was
which is
it was
cool
it
as
was
well.
like right on the line, like one of the first times that he I don't know if this is whatever I'm saying. Like the first time he gets in the car, he was like, I don't remember what the code is, but he literally is like holding his steering wheel. He's like L1, R1, like puts in like a code and like starts his car to go. And it's in like the first episode or whatever, but it was like, okay, that's I mean, like, yeah. I'm a huge fan of the Doughboys podcast. So, like the main reason that I'd watch it, Mike Mitchell, he plays Stu, the like Sweet Tooth's like helper guy and that, So I mean that was my into it. But like it was I mean, if you like the series, it's interesting. Like yeah.
Listener, I'll say this: if you were a person who like stopped watching The Walking Dead and started watching Z Nation on Sci-Fi,
Right,
this show is for you. It's very much that thing where there's gore, there's action, there's humor. It's very lowbrow. Like all the jokes are definitely like
It knows
like,
it knows what it is.
Yeah, but it's fun. So
Yeah, it is. It
check
is.
it out.
Sounds
is.
like I need to check out Z Nation.
Yeah.
Check it out on the
Check it out on the cock. And and check out Z Nation as well. So let's plug both shows on that account. Hey, let's stay in the kind of pseudo racing world. We talked Gran Turismo 1 and 2. Let's talk Driver.
Oh yes, yeah. I appreciate that you were. Yeah, I love the Driver series. Like that was, It just whatever it was, the physics of that game or like driving or whatever, it just felt great at the time. Like I was super into those series. Like those, I remember those like checklists you would have to do in the parking garage. That was like so frustrating.
Yes.
But yeah, I love those games. Yeah, because that's a series that gets weird too. Like Driver 3, you were like possessing, well, I don't know, you're not really possessed, but like somehow you just have this power to like pick any driver and just like zoom to their car and like then you're just driving their car.
Driving as
But, like,
them.
it starts as like the first one you're like a Hollywood stunt man. It's like doing jobs or whatever.
like
but
a
it's
bank
such
heist or something.
Yeah. It's I love that series for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
I also liked in that game how they took advantage of like the camera. And so they'd show you like a replay of your run, and they would cut the different film angles of like views. So like they would do a shot where it's like pan down low, and you would like see like the side of your car go by with cops behind you, and you hit like a 90-degree turn, and it would show you blow out through the corner and shoot out.
Yeah.
Like it was so different than like so much other racing stuff that was out there. It was like instead of like taking a simulation approach, we're gonna take a cinematic approach, and we're gonna base this off of like old car movies from like the 60s and 70s.
Right.
What?
Yeah.
Because I was saying that too, like because
Crazy.
it's
I missed
older.
this.
You're driving big, old, heavy,
Yeah.
boats and all big giant cars and stuff. But yeah, and it felt like it too. Yeah.
Yeah, shit. What is what is the movie that it's based? It was like the core influence was like it's something in San Francisco. Like people.
I mean, it could be like Vanishing Point or like Bullet or like
Yeah,
not
Bullet.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and like the Italian Job on some level.
Yeah.
Like it was all that kind of thing of like bank heist.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
allow you to play something that
Some excuse to have you drive like a madman around the.
Well, let's jump from one movie genre to another. Let's get into. This is one of the few systems where they had like samurai games and ninja games and shit. Like so very rarely do you get like either of these games in a lot, but when you do, they're good. Tin Shoe Stealth Assassins.
Yes.
That game was a blast.
Dude, yes. Yes.
Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors. I hadn't played much Dynasty Warriors. I did like it. So Tenshu for me is kind of like the precursor, kind of getting into like the games like of where you get to be a character where you can like go into a room and it's that combination of, hey, if you want to, you could blitz the room and kill everybody,
Right.
but there's a pretty good chance you're going to die.
Right.
Whereas instead, you can, if you're smart, you can use like your tools
Right.
to kind of be like Batman
Right.
and take down people one-on-one and eliminate people.
Throw your poison rice bowls or your shurikens
Your
or
smoke bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think in the first one you were only Ricky Maru. I think just him, the first one. Because then I know I think in the second one they had 2 characters. I can't remember what her name was, but yeah, those were great. Also another like kind of a stealth game too that like I was super into. But yeah, Tenshu was great.
Tenshu was great. And then Bushido Blade, which was like a weird like how do you describe it? Like a one-on-one fighter where you could then like run through stages, like you could like go
Yeah.
through like towns and shit to fight, like you weren't
Right.
confined to
Yeah.
one area.
Yeah. And that was one too where like it was the first time I'd seen a game where like if you do it right, like you can just kill someone like in one shot.
Yeah.
Like you get hit one time, you're done. Like because you just got cut in half or whatever. But
Yeah, there is no health bar. It's just it's just you. It was almost kind of like
survive.
Yeah, and it was kind of like fencing almost, where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of like one point you're dead.
We'll get kind of near that. Like if you don't mind, like favorite fighting game.
Ooh,
Like for me, it's Tekken 3. Like
yeah,
that's the one for me because like and also like because I want to play that again so bad just because I want to do like what was it called Tekken Force when they did like they put in a little like side scrolling beat 'em up like Brian Fury was I don't know if he was my main dude but like I love playing Brian Fury like playing that side scrolling thing like Tekken 3 I loved
Tekken.
the whole series I mean I love that series but
I'm a big Tekken guy as well. At that time, I think mine's gonna probably either be Tekken. Shit, it is hard for me to pick between Tekken 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I spent more time with 2, but 3 did like have the wacky shit where it's like, hey, you can play volleyball now or whatever.
right yeah
And Tekken kept like pressing the weird limits of like, hey, we have a Velociraptor and a kangaroo in the game.
right
Right, like I had a Tekken. I mean, it would just have to be one of the Tekken games because I had like the code books and everything that you could pick up at Kroger's that
Right,
also had
right.
like strategies for it.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Tekken was
yeah
it.
Yeah, I mean, and Tekken 3 got to the point where, that was a good, like, party game or whatever. Like, obviously, you just pass around, I mean, all
Yeah.
fighting games
Yeah.
are kind of like that. But, like, and then also, like, all
It
right,
could be
nobody
casually
nobody
on.
gets to be Eddie, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, shit, Dr. B was that, like, scientist that would just, like, flop on the ground the whole time, like, gone, the little dinosaur that's, like, shin high. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That series is always so weird. I
It
loved
was super
it's
weird.
wild and it's still going strong today.
Yeah,
Like,
Yes.
the
yeah,
Tekken
Tekken
world
8's
is
coming out relatively soon, I think, probably. Yeah.
having the competition was just like I think last month or the month before last. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I watched a series on this dude that was playing competitively with King, and people were talking about like how incredibly hard that is. But when it hits, you kill people because of his all his suplexes and throws.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was amazing to
Yeah.
watch this guy. Like watching somebody play a high level Tekken with King is
Right.
fucking
Nice.
nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Nice.
it's like watching somebody play Street Fighter with Zangief. For if you can actually do the moves, if you can actually
Right.
play to the strength of the character, you can
Yeah.
fucking crush people.
Yes,
But
right.
it's such a hard character to master because of the combos you have to do to make the shit work.
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
again, I agree with you guys. Like, just totally a strange game. It was also a game that, in the past we'd seen with like Street Fighter where it's like, okay, if you and I both pick Ryu, like I wear a white gi, you wear a gray gi.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's not Tekken. Like, if you pick Jack, you either get him as a dude that's like a
Right.
big jacked up, like Dolph Lundgren looking motherfucker that's like
Or-
that's wearing like camo fatigues, or
Right.
you get a cyborg metal version of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird
yeah.
variants across all of the games. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah,
just
Kuma
Or
was like
character,
a
yeah.
big like grizzly bear or brown bear or something, or like a panda.
or a
you know,
panda.
like-
Yeah.
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 Is it a panda or a polar bear? I can't remember.
Oh.
I think shit.
Panda?
It might have been a polar bear. Now that
I'm
you
trying to
say
think.
that. Panda felt right, but like no.
I wonder if it. I wonder
You might
if
be
it,
right.
you know what? I wonder if in one game it was a polar bear because it would
Well,
be
Yeah.
because it would be an easier palette swap to go from a brown grizzly
Just-
bear
yeah,
to a
right.
white polar bear. But
Right.
then
Right.
you know, as you advance the series, okay, well let's up him. Let's make him a panda. You know,
Right.
because then you get two colors on him.
And some of the I mean, I didn't really keep up with the Tekken series as much in the later games, but like I know that they like as graphics got better and stuff, like they really leaned more into like, oh, he's just like a circus performer and would have like little hats on him and stuff. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of fighting games, how about you wanted this on here specifically, Jeff? Wu-Tang Clan Shaolin
yes.
style.
Yes, yeah. So there was a
What?
game that was supposed to happen called Thrill Kill. I think it was called Thrill Kill, and it was like a 4-player, this weird action-y game, but it was like supposed to be like hyper violent, whatever. Didn't end up coming out here. I don't think it ever like hit the stores in the U.S. Turns around like the engine or whatever the basis of the game. Somebody licensed the Wu-Tang, and like the Wu-Tang had a fighting game, this like action game. It was super fun. And talking about, I meant to say it, want to bring it up earlier, with the music and stuff. You could just put most PlayStation games. You could just put in your CD player, and it would have the soundtrack on there. Like there'd be a track of data, and then however many tracks of soundtrack they would put on there. And they had like 5 Wu-Tang songs on this disc. Like it was great. I love that game.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that crossover too.
Did you guys ever do the Aerosmith game?
Oh, Revolution
Revolution X.
Played
Yeah.
it at Florence movie theater,
Yeah,
but like
dude.
I never had it or anything. But
Oh yeah, I had a friend in Virginia when we were down there. He had that, and that was ridiculous.
so fun.
What a weird game where like you
Yeah.
had
The
to,
weirdest. The cutscenes with them like talking to you
Yeah.
and letting you know what's going on.
Weren't you like shooting like CDs?
yeah, you're
or
shooting
something?
CDs
Yeah.
and it's like dudes in black leather vest and black motorcycle
hell, dude.
helmets
Right.
like firing
What a-
back at you. And there's like girls dancing, and then Steven Tyler's like, "Ow,
What
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking
you're
weird
saving
game.
Aerosmith!" And it's like, "All right, cool, man. Like this is great.
right.
You guys are like
Great,
50.
I saved Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's the '90s. You guys are old. God damn.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hyped up on pizza and Mountain Dew, and this is happening to me.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to save Aerosmith in the music industry. It's like, okay, man, I guess, sure. We're doing this now. Oh, fuck. Fighting Force. This one got put on. Andy shouted this one out earlier, and I looked at I forgot about this game, and I looked it up, and I was watching YouTube videos, and I was like, holy shit, I remember this game. This game was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I had this game. Like I don't remember. I should have looked up some videos too. Like I remember loving it. It's like that big giant dude. Like
Yeah.
I remember just like, loving playing as that guy. Like, because I think it for some reason I always think of that game, and I was thinking about bringing it up, but like there was a Bruce Willis game called Apocalypse. If you remember that game, you would just run around like way too fast, and like it was almost like GoldenEye, where like the face buttons were shoot forwards, backwards, left, right. It was so weird, but like it's Bruce Willis just like killing people and like giving one-liners and stuff the whole time. And
Yeah.
yeah. But Fighting Force, Fighting Force. I don't know why those two games are like linked in my brain. For
It's
some reason,
actually
but, like, I love.
it's
love
actually
that
not a
game.
bad segue because honestly, Fighting Force reminds me of the Die Hard arcade game.
Yeah.
Because the cool part about Fighting Force is it's one of the first games you can play on PlayStation where everything's destructible, and then you can fuck people up with the shit you broke. So like the first stage in, you can like kick in a cop car and the wheels pop off, and you can grab the wheel, and you can start beating a motherfucker with a wheel.
Yeah.
Now, aside, not answering Resident Evil, was there ever a game that kind of fucked you up?
Oh, that was like weird on the PlayStation.
I mean, for me, I'll go first. It was like Max Payne with that crying,
Oh,
the
yeah,
crying
the
baby
crying
scene.
baby
Dude,
scene.
that-
Because
Yeah.
I really was like the theme being like up all night with Mountain Dew and friends, and it was just the middle of the night. Everything's worn off. We're just like half asleep, and this level
yeah.
starts, and it's this screaming baby over and over, and you're playing this character's night terror
Right.
as you walk across like what is it, slender planks
Yeah.
of some kind.
What?
And
Because I
it
think
is just-
it eventually it gets like more like crazy, like 'cause
Louder
at some
and
point,
louder.
You're
It gets
just walking
louder
in
and
like
louder.
the void to like a blood trail.
Yeah.
While,
Oh, that's what it
your
is.
baby's like crying off in the
You're
distance.
following
like,
a blood trail, that's right. And
yeah.
it's a baby screaming progressively louder and
Yes.
louder. And, spoiler alert, baby's dead.
right.
Uh,
right.
that was like one of those things where I was like, wow. That
Yeah.
was what the fuck did I just play?
That's also one of those things where like you don't want your mom to walk in at this time.
No, no.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
PlayStation's getting taken away.
Yeah,
if you
right.
get caught playing Mac.
The devil made that game.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you can't be playing. Yeah, that's a bad time for moms
Right.
to walk in where she's like, "Oh, you're playing your Mario? What the fuck is this?"
What
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
fuck?
Like-
Yeah, there's a crying murdered baby.
Well, and I was gonna, as you started to say that or ask that question, like a series that I wish I'd gotten into, especially the early ones. Like I was too scared to play Silent Hill. Like I would
Oh,
just look
yeah,
at that
I
game and be like,
know.
Resident Evil is
Yeah.
one thing, but like that just even at a younger
Silent
age, I was like,
Hill
that's
is
gonna
nightmare
like,
fuel for sure.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Pyramid Head and all that, like the nurses and that's
What an iconic
Series is
game,
so
dude.
wild.
Holy shit!
yeah.
Yeah.
Go out and check out Silent Hill if you haven't.
Did you watch those movies?
No,
Yeah, I saw
There
it
was
in
one with-
theaters. I saw this Sean. I saw it when
the
it
one
came
with
out. Yeah,
Jon Snow and Ned Stark in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Jon Snow and Ned Stark are in the same movie.
Sean
Holy shit.
Bean. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Aren't they in this? Or because Sean Bean might be in two of them. I know he's in one, and Jon Snow and Kid Harington.
Okay, I saw the first one that came
feel like
out,
they're
and
both
where it was Sean Bean,
Yeah.
and
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it's two separate.
But that was a wild, that was a weird one. But yeah, I saw those
Yeah.
on the big screen.
I think the game series that fucked me up was BioShock fucked me up a little bit just because dealing with the big daddies, those things scared the shit out of me when you first saw them. They got blitzed by them.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Dead Space fucked me up.
Yeah. Dead Space was
Yeah,
wild.
good
Dead
stuff.
Space is a very intense game because you just didn't know what you were going to run into, and it's basically like you're playing. Lawrence Fishburne and Saint Neil
yeah.
are in the middle of space.
Horizon
Dawn.
Yeah.
Or,
But
wait,
with like a chainsaw or like a saw blade.
Event
gun.
Horizon?
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Sorry,
all right.
I fucked it up with Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, Event Horizon. Yes, thank you. It's a totally
Yeah.
different game where there's a red-haired lady that's killing computer velociraptors in the fucking future. But yeah, no, it did have that like very intense feel of that movie.
Yeah.
And I always felt very vulnerable in that game, which I think is also a thing. If you're trying to make people afraid in a game, you have to make them feel like they're not the fucking man. Because there's so many games I play where I'm just like a merchant of death. I walk in the room like I never feel scared when I'm playing Doom. Like when I'm playing Doom, I'm hearing blast beats, I'm shooting gigantic guns, I'm fucking up demons from hell, and never once am I like scared of anything. I'm just like, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
But you put me in Dead Space where it's like, well, you're not really a soldier. You're like a weird engineer, and now you're taking your engineering tools and they're kind of your weapons now.
In these small hallways and like
Yeah.
these
The
giant monsters that come in.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to like take their limbs out and stuff. And
The way sound plays across that game.
Yeah, that's fucked up. And then Alien Isolation was also
That's
scary
good,
as shit because again, that's another game where you feel like a total fucking pussy the entire time. Where like you can't do shit, you can't do any like even fighting like fucking androids in that game sucks. Like if you're in a room with like 2 or 3 of those things, it's a bad day. And then on top of that, now you're fucking with a full-grown xenomorph that's stalking you. Yeah.
So I would just to like wedge this in, like one of the first, or actually I think the first console that I like bought with my money, mostly my money. I think my parents like helped a little for a birthday or something. But I had gotten a job like when I was 14, working as a stock boy in Ameristop to like raise money or whatever. I know at some point too, my dad said, nobody bought me a car, so I'm not buying you a car. Whatever. I bought the Atari Jaguar. That was the first system that I like plunked my money on. And yeah, that was not a great choice. But Alien vs. Predator for Jaguar, like that dumb controller that they had with like the number pad on it. But Alien. I mean, there's been so many Alien games throughout the years, but
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
Isolation
fan.
was one of the few games I couldn't finish just because I hated the tracker in that game. I just could not figure out how to avoid the alien. I just got frustrated at some point.
Yeah.
And it was just also hard to like, unless you were reading a guide, trying to get through that game. Good luck, like because it's like oh no, you need to walk down to the medical bay and then take a right, and then you're gonna find like a weird grate. Now you got to get in that and climb down and go into this thing. And I'm just like, dude, like if I was like, how do you find this if nobody's telling you where to go?
Yeah. Right.
Like.
I mean, but that's been a thing forever. My go-to like weird thing of like how would anyone ever figure it out in Castlevania 2? Like who knew to go to that stair
Good grief.
and kneel
Yeah.
for 4 seconds for the tornado can like that has to come from like the dev or like Nintendo Power or something. Like, all right, well, here's what you know.
Yeah, pass it
How
around.
you know, yeah, or like Mortal Kombat fatalities. Like I never had the patience to just go to the arcade and like figure them out. Like I'm just like, okay, you tell me what they are. I'll try.
Oh,
do
dude,
them, but
the magazines from Kroger's, you know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
used to be those magazine aisles
yeah.
on Kroger's and the whole section of, you know, video gaming magazines all designed around different systems and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Cheat codes in the back.
here's 250 cheat codes for your
Yeah.
Oh, Electric Gaming Monthly, fucking
yeah.
or Electronic Gaming Monthly, Game Pro, like just all that shit.
My
And-
mom would be shopping and I would just be writing them down on my hand.
getting the
Yeah.
codes. Yeah, and that is like a weird bygone era thing that we no longer experience with games. Like I can't remember the last time I typed in a cheat code.
Yeah. It seems like games don't really have codes anymore. You know. Yeah.
Well, we kind of got away from the whole idea of like you have like a set number of lives,
True.
or a set number
Right.
continues. Now it's just
Right.
kind of open,
Right.
and you kind of it's more kind of like you're exploring like a TV series or chapters in a book or something. It's way more. It's like you don't really ever die. You just kind of.
Right. Yeah,
continue to
yeah.
explore.
Right.
All right, let's switch gears from scary shit to the cutesy side of PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
So PlayStation didn't really have a cutesy mascot, but there was some that tried to
Yeah.
fill the void, like Spyro.
Spyro is a big one.
I mean, arguably, Crash the Bandicoot.
Crash
is-
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
is their biggest. Which do you guys like Crash Bandicoot games? Like,
so I have an anecdote about that.
Okay, go for it.
With us being in the age ranges we are, we grew up with the technology. The controllers, we were able to learn that as they became more complicated.
Right.
I've got two kids now, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. And we're kind of in that range where we're like, how do we introduce them to video games? Because we have a PlayStation, PS5 or PlayStation 4 right now, sorry. And trying to figure out, how, because his hands just barely work it. What do you give him in that content? Because there's not a lot out there available to him. And lo and behold, I find at Paper Street a remastered Crash Bandicoot like quadrilogy. It's all of them.
Oh yeah.
Hell
And
yeah,
it's
Paper
just
Street.
like
hell yeah.
really 2 buttons, and it's all the basic like motor skills that you need in order to learn video games. Jump, spin, don't get hit by this weird moving hedgehog with spikes.
Right.
Jump on this to kill it, spin.
I mean,
So-
I was thinking about that too. Like, because the original controller for PlayStation didn't have the sticks on it. That didn't come until the DualShock.
Oh yeah, the
that's
DualShock.
right.
The
That's
very
right.
first one did not have sticks on it. So,
man.
No, it did not.
Yeah, so there are some games, obviously some very early games that if you still had the PlayStation could get away with, but
What a game changer the DualShock was,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I mean, when you first get the PlayStation controller, like it was cool enough that it like had little ergonomic handles to grab a
Right.
hold of,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you
yeah.
could kind of wrap your hand around it. Because I don't know if you guys have tried to hold an original Nintendo controller as an adult, bro. It is rough.
No.
It is
Yeah,
a
no,
it-
it's-
it- it is definitely this little rectangle that was made for children's hands. Like it's
Yeah.
not made for like grown ass men to be playing with.
I mean, even now, like if you remember the original Xbox controller was gigantic, and they called it the Duke was like the name of
Yeah.
it. Even now, like I have a Switch and I have a Pro controller. Like I need the Duke for the Switch. Like even just a normal Switch Pro controller is kind of small, a little small, but yeah.
Yeah, the DualShock definitely changed a lot of stuff in the way we play
Oh, yeah,
games, the way
absolutely.
we move.
Yeah.
and and
Well,
especially
compared to, like GoldenEye, like 64, like.
Yeah.
And that was that was probably one of the biggest reasons why I never got a 64. I was just like, I hate that controller so much. But like, I mean, there was great games for it. I'm not a hater, but like, you never knew how to should I hold the stick in this side or like, yeah.
Well, again, Nintendo being innovative, where they're just like, we're going to give you a choice on how you hold our controller. And it's
Right,
like,
right.
what do you mean? And you could grab kind of this or that, or, well, this game doesn't use this, but it uses this, and you got to move
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah,
And-
But, yeah. We're gonna use the little yellow buttons to be like up, up and down, and Yeah.
Whereas the DualShock just makes sense, and it just, especially when you're trying to move anything, and it's something that we still use to this day. I mean, I mean, I'm looking at my PS5 right now, and there's thumbsticks on this thing.
Oh,
You know, if you're
The
flying
XY axis, yeah.
if you're flying drones for the United States Air Force, you're using an Xbox or PlayStation controller.
If you're taking submarines down.
If you're taking submarines down, but you decide to get the Mad Catz version of the controller.
Yeah.
What a fucking bad idea that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it really was a groundbreaking thing that changed
Absolutely,
the way
yeah.
we interact with stuff.
Yeah.
So other I think you guys are right on the money there with Spyro and Crash as kind of being like the.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you guys like Crash though?
I never played either, just because at the point I was at in my life, I was like, oh, these are kids games.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of it, my buddy Cody Hucker is one of the biggest Spyro nerds I know, and it's funny because he's Mr. Rock and Roll, and you know, he's like, oh, I love whiskey and drinking and all that shit, and then it's like, but he loves that fucking purple dragon.
Right.
I played a bit of Spyro, but I was a Crash Bandicoot.
I like Crash Bandicoot games until you started running at the camera. I never liked that in any game.
Change was strange,
but they would do all kinds of weird stuff too. In that,
yeah.
And like if you like the Uncharted games, like if you get to the end of like Uncharted 4, you like play your wife in Crash like all of a sudden you're just playing Crash Bandicoot like in this PlayStation 4 game. It's kind of awesome.
And that was just something like Naughty Dog, again, they just broke the rules. Like you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have a game where the character runs at you. But it makes sense for Crash Bandicoot. It became like a signature item in the game where if you to this day where you think of something running at you, you think Crash Bandicoot.
Well, and there were so many, they put him in so many early questions and commercials. You know, we were talking about mascots before, like those commercials with him and like where you could just clearly see the guy's face and his mouth or whatever. Like, you know, they were always funny back in the day, and like, you know, they blitzed that, but still no one, I mean, Sonic obviously is Sega's, but like no one ever can really compare to Mario. I mean, Mario's just, you know.
Yeah,
Mario's
Coca-Cola was
Mario's
a good
Mickey
reference,
Mouse, Coca-Cola, for sure.
He is the face of video games.
Yeah.
He is
Which,
the thing
speaking of that, when we talked about
everyone
Mario
calls
before,
video games.
Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario for a long time, I saw that he just retired. Like, he just stepped back, you know, today or yesterday, I think. Like, it's like, you know, good. Because I had actually just watched, not too long before I watched Twisted Metal, I'd watched the Super Mario movie recently, and it's okay. You know, it's
I enjoyed it for what it was.
For sure.
It's me. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, they had Charles Martinet in there, or whatever, making his little noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. One more thing before we move on from cutesy stuff. Did either of you guys play Parappa the Rapper?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Both of you guys. I never played. Tell me what was your experience?
It's all in the mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not own it. Friend owned it, but yeah, that was a fun one for sure. Not quite. It was like Bomberman. Like I didn't quite know what to make of it the first time I played it, but I don't know. Nothing truly memorable about it other than that it existed and it was definitely a product of its time.
It was just so outside the realm of what everybody else was doing.
Yeah,
well, because the art style too was like almost like paper cutouts.
Yeah, the art style,
very
kind of
South
3D-ish.
Park.
Yeah.
Very,
South Parky,
very old school South Park.
For sure.
Yeah, and I think that was the cool part about that game was like I wish more games would take risks with art style. Like I think that's something that, you know, like why don't people make more cell shaded games? Like Beautiful Joe stuck out.
Have you seen the
Borderlands.
fan-made Mario recently?
Well, the what Mario?
There was a fan-made Mario that came out I want to say 6 months this past year, and it was just the most gorgeous 16-bit
16-bit
fan
stuff.
service to
Nice.
the original games, but it had 4K color, very bright color, rich colors. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love when people have a unique vision for what they want the thing to be graphically. I mean, that's like why I think the Spider-Man animated movies are like the greatest thing that's happened in animation in literally decades. Like it's so cool.
Yes.
It's like it's such a unique look. You instantly recognize what it is. Your mind's blown by it. You know, and
It's engaging.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to see it, and I really wish more games would go in that direction. And yeah, Parappa the Rapper is just like, again, it is a crazy thing because it's like a weird beat game where you have this dog that's rapping,
Yeah.
you know. But again, it's akin to something like Jet Set Radio, where it's just like it's such a weird thing unto itself with its art and the music and the style that it's gonna instantly, on the bare minimum, get a cult following because it is just such its own unique thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's transition into. Ooh, you talked favorite games earlier.
Yeah.
I think we came to mind. Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Oh, man.
I mean, dude, I've known some people
yeah.
that lost chunks of their life to Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
I was friends with this dude named Dirty in college,
Music.
and Dirty got a 0.0 in spring quarter after Tony Hawk came out because he just did not go to class. He just played the warehouse level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over and over and over.
The warehouse level, dude, is just burned into my head.
I mean, when that remake came out a couple years ago, the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 or whatever they call it, all I wanted was like, I just got to play the warehouse. Like, I just want to play that again. Like, oh my god, it looks amazing. Like,
right?
Yeah.
Tony Hawk was so.
I mean, it's just one of those. It's that meme online, or I think it might be the T-shirt now, where it's like, people say you can't hear sounds when you see a picture, and then it's like it's the picture of the warehouse level, and it's in my head. I'm like, here I am, doing everything I can, and I'm just like, instantly, just like, oh yeah, this is what I did. This is what life was for a while. Was just playing Tony Hawk. Me and my friends getting fucked up in a room and playing Tony Hawk for hours upon hours on end, and we didn't have to change the CD because the music was all in the game and it fucking ripped. Yeah. And then it was just who could get high scores, who can get the skate tapes, who can
the replayability,
the combos.
It was you could just turn it on and be good to go. You knew what you were. Yeah.
It was especially good too for like a group of people could be like, because I love the Tony Hawk games. I'm not the best at Tony Hawk, but like,
controller.
Yeah, I'm good at like going and getting the tape or something, and then like somebody else could do like the high score stuff, and
Yeah, that was one of those games where you wanted to get good at it, and you wanted to be able to like be good at it, and you had to sit and work on it.
Yeah.
And just the ability of like, how far can I push this combo? How many times can I like shoot a ramp, pop over, grind, jump off the grind, hit a kick flip, hit another grind, pop up, do just constantly. You're constantly innovating in this game.
And each game, they're like, okay, well now you can do like a manual, or they're like you can do like a weird, like a slide on the ramp or what. Yeah, like they just come up with so many little ways to just make those ridiculous.
Once they introduced, what's it called when you just kind of like do like a wheelie on your back?
Manual.
Yeah, the manual.
Dude,
that was the game changer.
That came in too.
Once they introduced the manual, and you could just infinitely like go on combos, because now you didn't have to worry about hitting from kickflip to grind to kickflip. Now you can start to string in like all your ramp tricks as well.
Yeah. It was the revert. That's what I was trying to think of what that was called.
The revert.
When you would hit the ground, you could like spin
it,
then go into a manual again, and like just keep
just
on
rip.
Going. Yeah.
Oh, the soundtracks were awesome. The artwork was great. Getting to collect boards was super cool.
The boards, yeah.
The boards were cool. The wheels were cool. Setting up your own board, kind of a little bit of like the nerdy Gran Turismo thing. You could play a little bit with it.
Like Spider-Man in it, and like the 2 or 3, like like Darth Maul, Wolverine, Officer Dick, like all those like weird hidden characters they put in there too, and The Christ Air was always like my absolute favorite. Just I love that. Yeah.
Arms out.
Oh, the Dark Slide. I love the Dark Slide in that game. Oh yeah, the Tony Hawk games are just incredible. Okay, so we hit on it earlier, and then I know you're not a huge JRPG guy. Are you a JRPG guy? Are you into Final Fantasy VII?
No.
Yeah, it's usually not my cup of tea, but at the same time, I had it. It's like the JRPG version of like Pink Floyd's The Wall, like Dark Side of the Moon, or like Metallica's The Black Album.
Right.
Like it is, when I think JRPGs, I think Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I feel like that's a game at some point you're just gonna get like over the years. Like it's not I'm not big into like turn-based games and stuff like that. If I do RPGs, I want like action and stuff. But obviously you got to get, like I said, when Harry brought that over and it was like, dude, this game has 3 discs in it, like, insane. Yeah.
Well, you brought it up earlier, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Oh,
I never
yes.
got deep into it, but I've heard a
Oh,
lot.
yeah.
Was this the thing that birthed like the Metroidvania model?
I mean, they, like Super Metroid was, I mean, there was had some before, but like, I feel like that's this is like, at least for me, it seems like a lot of people like it's the game, like, it's my favorite, like side scrolling, especially Castlevania type of game. Like, I love that game, and it's so long. There's so many secrets, and it does the thing where like you finally beat Dracula, and then it just flips the castle upside down. It's like, all right, do it again, but now it's upside down and way harder. Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
I never finished that, but like I did, I inverted the castle, but it was just like after that, it was like I started playing for a little while. I'm like, all right, I got this. I did it, but.
I never played it, but I've always heard of it.
Man.
It's one of those things I regret not playing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like where I didn't watch The Princess Bride for years, and then
Yeah.
I finally sat down one day and was like, "Oh yes, people have been telling me I should do this for over like 3 decades now, and I've been fucking up."
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, the bad thing is like, I mean, especially for one particular line, like probably one of the most famous lines from that game. They had just put it out again a couple years ago on PlayStation 4. Yeah, I think you can get it on 5 too. Like Castlevania Collection or whatever. It's just Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. In the beginning of Symphony of the Night, like the game starts at you playing as Richter Belmont. Like it's the end of like one of the previous Castlevania 3 or whatever. I can't remember which one. And you're fighting Dracula, but like he says that like, what is a man? A miserable pile of secrets. They like changed the line for the redub or whatever for it's like some of the most like iconic dialogue and like change it to something way worse.
Yeah,
but,
that's actually a pretty cool thing to say.
yeah.
Leave that in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such an icon. Yeah.
That's the thing not to put on the cutting room floor.
Yeah. But that game, I mean, it's just, the action feels so good. Like, all the items are great. Like, the soundtrack is, it's perfect. Like, piano and metal guitar. Like, it's awesome. It's good. Yeah.
Well, guys, we've talked about it a bit during the show, but let's make it official. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I played 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider is definitely one of those games that was a big thing at the time. Like, it was one of those things where I feel like Lara Croft flirted with being the PlayStation mascot for a bit. Like, I would...
Oh, sure, yeah.
because-
She was put out there big time in marketing.
Like,
Yeah.
she was always out there, so something you saw. It was also this thing where there was definitely sex appeal, which is something you didn't really get in video games before. But also at the same time, like, the main character is a woman, and that's something you normally don't play as.
Right,
Like, outside
for
of
sure.
Metroid.
Gun-wielding woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Kicking ass, taking names, fucking
Yeah.
shit up.
Right.
Like, it was definitely something different than what you were used to seeing. And then also...
Problem solving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had to, like, solve puzzles and shit. And the weird exploration of it, where
Right.
you're, like, diving into caves and you're...
And
Right.
or like, and then you might be like fighting a T-Rex, like,
Yeah.
just like some crazy animal
Right.
fights and stuff out of nowhere, like because she's always in the jungles and stuff. And yeah, Tomb Raider as a series has been, because it was huge, obviously, in the time we're talking, and then I feel like it just kind of goes away for a few years and like comes back again. Like that last trilogy they did was really really good, but. Yeah, that 1 and 2 for sure. I was trying to think too. I remember we rented a game. I'm almost positive it's a Tomb Raider game for PlayStation 1. We'd rented a game from Hollywood Video, and I remember my dad like trying to get it out of the case, and like snap the disc in half.
Oh, done.
Yeah, like called them. They're like, "Yeah, you kind of got to pay for that." It was like I don't know if they cut him a deal or I don't remember how much. I should have asked him how much it cost, but he was pretty hot about that. It's like,
Do you
yeah,
have
but he
guys-
was like, it was my fault. I ripped it out of there, but it like stuck in a weird way. But
Wait, yeah, that's the time where you can't stream shit. So, like, you're kind of at the whims of your local Blockbuster or
Yeah,
Family Video,
right.
where it's like, look, please don't cancel my subscription. You guys are, like, within a 5-mile radius of my house.
Yeah,
Like, I
right.
really need to come here so I can make sure I get, like, Terminator 2 on VHS.
yeah,
That was one of the questions I had for you guys was like, what are some parental anecdotes or anything like along those lines from the PlayStation days?
I remember having to convince my parents when we were on vacation one time in St. Augustine, Florida for like a week, when you could go to Blockbuster and get the like and rent a PlayStation, and get the big box with the foam in it and everything, like take it home. I think we did that like once or twice, over the years, but before we had gotten one. But I'm trying to think of any other. I know, like I had said before, like my mom was super when Game Boy and Tetris came out, like our Game Boy became like that was her, like she was always playing that. But yeah.
I have a couple. One was attempting to convince my mom of Resident Evil 2.
Nice.
Because she was just like, absolutely not. No, this is gore. It will mess you up big time. But then she ended up getting me Turok for the N64.
Nice,
so
nice.
there was that sort of trade-off. And the other one was from my brother. He wanted MLB 2003. And my dad was like, all right, fine. He surprised him with it one day and got it for him and gave it to him, and then instantly started talking shit about the graphics. Just like, what is this? This looks like shit. Like, what did I just buy?
Like your dad's like, why is this not a quality product?
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
But every year, like sports games and racing games were like kind of like oh my god, like it looks so
The
real.
driving
Like,
factor and graphics,
Guys,
yeah.
Guys, seriously.
He wasn't having it at all.
Yeah.
Guys, Mad 98, it's like you're in the fucking stadium. Just wild.
Do you guys remember? I don't know if you guys had Dreamcast or not. Do you remember Bleamcast?
No.
So I remember going to whatever KB Toys or whatever in the mall and getting Bleamcast, and it was this thing that you could play on use on your Dreamcast. I remember exactly. I think you put a CD in, loaded it, and then you could just open the tray. And I remember Gran Turismo 1, probably 2 also. You could play that on your Dreamcast, with your Dreamcast controller, and it would kind of make the graphics a little less jaggy and run a little smoother. Yeah, it was they were not they sold
That's
it for
wild.
a little while, and then very quickly Sony was like, no, get
Hi,
absolutely not.
Hi, we're Sony. We have lawyers.
Yeah, Bleamcast.
End
It's
this now.
It's a super cool thing. Yeah.
So-
because that's one of the things when I think of Gran Turismo, I think of it playing it on my Dreamcast.
You think of that? That's
Yeah.
a pretty cool thing.
Huh. All right.
I don't think I've ever had anything where my parents wouldn't let me play a video game. So, to give
Parental anecdotes.
So to give some background on this, a reoccurring theme of the show is my parents, especially my father, had no concern over what an R rating was. Right. I remember being a child and watching fucking Blues Brothers. And I'm 5. And it's because my dad was like, well, I want to watch it. And I'm like, I want to watch Transformers. He's like, I don't want to watch that. And Blues Brothers goes into the fucking VCR for the 50th time.
Yeah, right.
Right. And so I grew up watching that, and I grew up watching Animal House, and then of course all different action Predator, Terminator, Aliens, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And so kind of my parents' rule was you can't see sex scenes. So if there were tits in a movie, I had to walk out the room. So or even the shit from I distinctly remember watching Top Gun with my parents, and then there's take my breath away.
Oh boy.
And my dad's like, get out. We'll call you back. We'll call you back in when Tom Cruise is fucking up the Russians. I'm like, all right.
I remember my mom renting us, we rented Carrie on a Friday night, completely forgetting that the beginning of that movie is just that scene in the girls' locker room with all these quickly fast forward.
Yeah. It's just nothing but naked high school girls.
Yeah.
It's like
okay, then I'll be back for that later.
Yeah.
Right.
Noted.
Yeah.
But and with my mom was always against anything that was satanic. So I wasn't allowed to play Dungeons and Dragons because that was satanic. And there was
shit.
certain bands that she was really worried about Wasp. That's satanic.
Sure.
So luckily by that was kind of the 80s. Luckily, again, born in 81, so 91, 92, at that point, music kicks over to grunge, which doesn't have any kind of satanic connotations to it. It's just a bunch of guys wearing flannel who like heroin from fucking Seattle.
Right.
Then, and then with video games, even with Mortal Kombat stuff, my mom and my dad just really didn't care. I think it also helped that like my mom for a profession was a nurse for multiple decades, and my dad was a firefighter, and they were both paramedics. So like my usual like dinner talk was like, so we pulled a guy out of a car, he went through the windshield, now he was busted open, and you know, I mean, I've seen a guy bleed before, but goddamn, like it was just coming down, and it's just like, you know, I'm just totally desensitized to violence at this point. Like I'm just like, okay, whatever. So so I never had anything where they were like, hey, what's this? Because that was one thing with PlayStation. Like, you know, I mean, we're talking about like the sexiness of the PlayStation is like Laura Croft having triangle titties. Like, you know, there really wasn't much there in the way of like sex. And even to this, well, and I guess it does get sexier, but like, I'm trying to think like in my head, like, have we ever seen like full on porn in like any kind of mainstream video game? I mean, I guess like Cyberpunk, like Cyberpunk now you can be naked in it and stuff, but you know, I
feel like there was a lot of like made of that where it's like, oh, you can pick your dick at the beginning or like, you know, or, you know, whatever you want. But then you can see yourself like 3 times in that game. And like, and if you do like camera mode or whatever, like even if you are naked, like you're just wearing like boxer shorts or whatever. Like, if you're going to give me a, it seemed, I don't know. It seemed, but I mean, there are like The Witcher 3, another CD Projekt Red, like it's like Skin Max, you know, like, you know, that level of, you know.
Wait, so you're saying there's a video game where you can pick your own dick?
Oh yeah. Cyberpunk. I mean, Baldur's Gate is another big one that like, and Baldur's Gate apparently like they don't care. Like, you know, if you guys,
so these are all newer ones.
Yeah,
okay. I thought you were talking about.
I mean, there's been a few like there was a Conan game that I know that like if you wanted, you could just start completely naked and this like barbarian running around like.
That's what I want from a game. Can I run her up a hog out?
Exactly.
That's what I'm here for. Can I let the pig breathe?
Need the whole guy.
2023. I want my hog out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe like the original God of War game where you could have like the threesome. Right. I think there might have been some titty in that game.
I feel like a lot of times too they would like turn the camera and like you would hear it and then they would do like a, you know, circle, a square, whatever. Like, I think they did show a little here and there.
Yeah, I think you got like some side boob. You got like a half a side boob.
Right.
You know, and then Grand Theft Auto with like the hookers.
The hookers. Yeah, that's of course.
And that's
the crown jewel of softcore envelope pushing right there.
That was always the thing of like
picked up a hooker in a video game and banged her out. Yeah.
and then my child like beat her to death and took her money back. It's like, you know, oh my God, I can't believe they would let you do that. It's like, but he did it. Like, you know, that's you know, they gave you the freedom, but like, you know,
little Johnny,
he's the one that did it.
Little Johnny made the choice.
You don't have to do that.
You can just send her on her way. You can say, "Thank you, lady. Thank you for making my day
ma'am.
better." Instead, your son decided to beat her to death with a hammer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Little Johnny wanted that fake money back.
That $35 back.
Let's talk about your parenting. Let's talk about what you're doing wrong.
Right.
But it is interesting. I wonder if we ever will get that on a mainstream system. Like, will we
hardcore?
Like, will somebody
full penetration, if you will?
I mean, I kind of wonder because I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if you're aware, but people love porn.
Yeah,
and so I think it would sell on some level. I don't know if you could have like a whole genre series, but I also don't know exactly how you could make it work.
But like Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, like any of them, they'd be like, Microsoft maybe I think would be the maybe the first one that would do it out of those 3. But
I mean,
mainstream,
there has to be video game porn of some kind.
In 10 years, it might be like, oh yeah, that we've had porn for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something. I mean,
because especially with that's obviously not official stuff like you're talking about, but like mods with like Skyrim and stuff.
Yeah,
like that,
definitely with mods.
Whole
market
of that.
What was the Resident Evil 5 with the lady? Demiscu.
Oh,
Am I saying her name right?
Yeah.
Her mods have been off the chain.
Yeah,
which is already like a 9 foot. Right.
Dominate me, lady.
So I wanted to ask before, real quick, to go back to Resident Evil for a second. What's your favorite? You have a favorite Resident Evil game? Because mine might be 7. I love 7 so much.
I didn't keep up with them as much. I played 1, 2, and then I fell off. What was the one in Africa? Was that 5?
5.
Yeah, and then the one that's kind of drawn me back in are these ones in the woods. Those are the ones where I'm like, those look actually pretty fucked up, and I might be able to.
Yeah.
My understanding is I don't need to play anything prior.
I
to
don't
that.
think, because I never had a GameCube or anything, so like Resident Evil 4 is kind of a blind spot for me. I played that demo of the remake they did. Like,
Yeah.
my God, it's insane. Like
I mean,
the
I don't
graphics
want
of these
to. I don't
games
want to
now.
do the village just because I know the time commitment involved in that.
Right,
But
right.
the ones that are taking place out in the cabins in the woods, like
I mean,
I
that's
have a hard time saying no to that.
that's
sort
7.
of a
Like that's
trope.
7. You're in like the Louisiana
7?
swamp, like, and
Okay.
there's basically this dad who's like a Terminator. That's kind of the thing they've done before, but he is horrifying at times, and he is just chasing you through this house, and like he'll bust through a wall or something. Like it's wild. It's a great game. Great game.
I'm gonna have
it's all
to
first
check it out.
It's like it's first person though. Like that was like the big change they made, for 7 and 8, but it's great.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
I've never played 7 and 8. I would like to at some point. For me, it is Quattro. Like like the reason why I bought a Nintendo GameCube was for Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
And getting into that game and playing that game again, talk about a weird thing, because it's just like, again, it's the GameCube. It's a cutesy little purple box that you take to your friend's house and you play Smash Bros. On.
Yeah.
Like, it's not supposed to be this console that hosts this weird horror game where there's a town full of zombie folk that are trying to kill you at every turn. And on top of that, we have a leather-faced guy with a bag on his head that chases you with a chainsaw and tries to stab you up with it. Like,
And I mean, because those early versions of it too, like I think the thing that like turned me off, it was like kind of still tank controls, and like you can't, God forbid you want to aim and move at the same time. It's like no. Like,
Nope.
You can move, but you're gonna aim it.
You're glued to the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
The setting of that is fantastic.
yeah, the setting's great. Oh God, the girl you have to protect, the president's daughter,
Yeah.
she's annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
It's constant, and she's the classic version of when people talk about escort missions and how escort missions are so frustrating.
Right.
Like, she's just constantly like, I'm gonna walk over here into the line of fire, and plunk.
Right.
Like, just constantly getting herself fucked.
I think that is one thing that they definitely improved a lot. That people said that like the AI for the characters, like it's not, I mean, that always makes me think of Last of Us. Like, Ellie wouldn't like draw fire, but the times that you're like hiding and she's just like like running around in front of these guards, just like, come on.
Yeah, stop that. Knock that off.
Stop
doing that.
Yeah.
Well, look, guys, before we close up tonight, was there anything else you wanted to hit on at the PlayStation before we get out of here?
Oh boy. I'm trying to think.
That dock up again. Look at those games. Did we hit all those games on there?
I think the only thing we didn't hit was Dino Crisis. Did either of you guys play
Dino
that?
Crisis. No, I didn't do Dino Crisis.
I didn't.
Although I was thinking that made me. I was thinking of Bloody Roar. You remember Bloody Roar? The fighting game where you could be like tiger guys and like animal
Dinosaurs and shit. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Or Primal Rage. Was that Primal Rage?
Primal Rage was the dinosaur game.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
But that was the like claymation-y kind of
a little bit. Yeah, sorry, I got confused.
Oh
there,
no, yeah.
Bloody. So you're talking about
Bloody Roar. There was
okay.
at least 2 of them, and I think they talked about because I always remember being so mad they never made a third one. Like that was in like Tekken days of like loving, really loving fighting games, and Bloody Roar is fantastic game series.
Well, guys, let me finish with this. Where does the PlayStation rank in the PlayStation hierarchy? Is it the best PlayStation ever? Is it the worst PlayStation ever? Where does this thing sit?
I mean, do you include like the handhelds in there too?
No.
So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Which also, shout out Sony for making it easy to follow your fucking lineage.
Yeah.
As opposed to Xbox, where I never know what to call your goddamn systems because everything is an X or a 360 or a.
When they did the Series S and Series X this time around, I was like, really? Like, we went through that Xbox One, Xbox One X, like. 1S,
Yeah, Microsoft, stop doing that. Nobody likes it.
Such a loaded question where it stands and all of that, I mean, based off of capabilities, probably not. But just with all the
innovation,
all of the games, it started it all.
What happens with it?
Yeah.
It changes the course of history in video games.
Pretty much, yeah. The
Fuck
entire
that.
economy
Yeah.
around video games is altered. Yeah.
Yeah.
2,
It
4,
it literally
3, 5, 1.
it literally knocked out Sega.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your
Yeah,
ranking?
PlayStation 2, so 2.
Two,
oh, sorry,
is two number one?
2
or,
yeah, sorry. 2's number 1.
Two's
So
number one.
2, 4, 3. 3 is such a weird fucking. Yeah.
3 for me is.
Yeah, three
Is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Three is my bottom. Three is my number 5.
So
There
you
are
said
so many great games, but all
So
the
you said
backwards.
2,
Yeah, 2 PlayStation 2
2,
for sure.
5.
No,
Wait, what
five,
did you
five,
say?
2, 4, 2, 4. I might still say 3, 5. Well, 3, 1, 5. See, I don't want to put 5 at the bottom, but I love my PlayStation 5. I love God of War Ragnarok, but I'm still waiting. Miles Morales was great, but I'm still waiting for some big game changing. Oh my god, the DualSense is amazing. I love that controller so much. Damn it, I don't know. I might put 3. I might put 3 at the bottom too, though. Now that
I'm enjoying. I'll be honest. I'm enjoying the PS5s when I'm playing them, but I don't have one yet. So, but if I'm ranking based on what I've got exposure to, I would also say 2.
yeah,
And then I would probably say 1 and go from
Yeah,
there.
okay.
And
Right.
probably say 4 because I've really enjoyed a lot of what the PS4 is.
I mean that's the thing. All these systems kind of hung around for a long time.
PS4 really, for me, was that unit that became the workhorse in my house.
Yes.
Yeah,
Where it was
absolutely.
okay,
Absolutely,
I'm just
yeah.
going to have
This is my
everything
media- this is
else
my
can
media.
go, and I can play my Blu-rays, I can play
yeah.
my music, and
Yeah.
I can do everything I need from this unit. But
Yeah, Sony will do the
now I might even have to change my answer.
I know
to
that.
the
I know
4,
it's hard. It's hard.
but it is a difficult one. The one ranks up there very high. I would say
Yeah.
the four and the 1 would probably have to be, if I'm thinking about it, the 2 that compete for that spot for the innovations that they both brought to the table.
Okay. I'm gonna go. So my number 5 system is going to be the PS3. I feel like
Okay.
it just didn't really push the envelope. The only thing that I really super remember from the PS.
Oh, that's your bottom.
Yeah, that's my bottom.
Okay, gotcha.
No, my bottom is the PS3. The only thing that really blew my mind on that system was The Last of Us, where I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is just such.
it came out the tail end
Yeah,
of PlayStation 3, and yeah,
And The Last of Us is in my top 5 games
Oh
of
my
all
God.
time.
Yeah,
Because it was just such a thing where it was the
That
story,
was a thing. That
the
was a
connection,
thing. Yeah.
doing the whole thing with losing your daughter and
Yeah.
then forming this bond with Ellie and that whole connection
Right.
that you start to feel, and it really is a game that is a great movie where
Yeah.
it's oh fuck, I'm catching feelings for this fictional character.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about this character in this game. I'm
Right.
concerned what happens
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's we can't let Ellie die. Ellie's so
Right.
important to us right here.
Yeah.
And so it's that really got me. But yeah, there's not a bunch of other stuff on the 3 that stands out because at that time I had a 360 and I kind of got 3 late in life cycle. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the PS5 for right now because I'm with you, Jeff.
Right.
I feel like I haven't got that game yet that I couldn't have played on the 4.
right.
It's cool.
Right.
Loading screens are quicker, but there's nothing graphically so
you played
far.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
Play that on the 5. I did pay the $10, $15 whatever it was to get the PlayStation 5
The upgrade?
version. When you do fast travel and it's just boom boom.
Yes.
It's amazing. That's amazing. And that I was kind of surprised. That's such a great. I mean, I love that game so much.
Amazing game.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't do a.
Is fast
beefed
travel that slow on the 4 though?
It's really not. I mean, honestly,
really
it's
not.
really not. But it
Yeah.
is one of the I mean, I showed Daniel Peterson that he loved that game, and the first time I showed, it was whoa, that. But I mean, that's kind of also the point too. There aren't as many big oh my god, look what my PlayStation 5 can do.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there just wasn't. We no longer live in a world where there's that huge graphic leap between consoles.
Right.
There's a gradual upgrade, but it's a much slower thing as we start to approach the uncanny valley.
Right.
Because we're not there yet. We're not to the point where
Yeah.
you look at graphics and you go, oh, that's real, that's video. You're not
Right.
confused. You're still to the point where you're that's not quite it.
Yeah.
And so 4 and 5 are very close there.
Have you seen some of the Sony when they were doing the PS5 announced trailers? They were all fake generated people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, did you download? There's that the Matrix thing. It's free. It was like right before the Matrix Revolutions came out, and you could play it. And it's this like, I don't know, 10, 15 minute like thing you play through, and it's like it starts off like, "Hi, I'm Keanu Reeves," and like he does like, and it's video,
Whoa.
and then it's him like
here.
talking to a video game version, and then and like I'm Carrie Ann Moss, and like she's walking with thousands of Carrie Ann Mosses
Oh,
at
wow.
the same, like it's super cool. Like, and then they let you, after you do this little story thing, here's the city, you can just like fly around and like drive cars and stuff, and like it's very very basic, but like it's the lighting and everything is unreal. Like actually, it runs on Unreal Engine, and the amount like
Oh,
two
there
or
you
three
go.
times
There
they're
you
like,
go.
There you
yeah,
go.
it's unreal. Like they literally
Yeah.
make those like. It's very, fourth wall breaky, but it's super cool. It's free. It's a cool little experience to download. But
And the third spot of the podium, I'm putting the PlayStation 1.
Okay.
So I feel like it, again, innovation, just what it did. It literally altered history.
Yeah.
yeah,
Took
absolutely.
took out Sega. Just fucking
Yeah.
Done.
Yes.
$2.99.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
Snap their neck.
Yeah.
And really did make it possible that your video game system was now the center entertainment hub of your
Yeah.
living room.
Yeah.
And that's where number 2 I'm gonna put the PS4, because like you, Ian, the PS4 forever was my workhorse thing
Yeah.
that just was everything. It's my media server.
Yeah.
It has all my streaming services. I play my video games on it. I watch my Blu-rays on it. I listen. I stream Spotify through it.
Yeah.
Everything that I do is based around this. Oh, and I can work it into my receiver and then blast it out to a 5.1 system.
Right.
And now I have surround sound. And it's
Yeah.
constantly pushing the graphical impact of what my TV can do.
Right.
And so I'm like, all right, the 4 became what the idea for PlayStation should be, where this is the centerpiece.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I'm going with the PS2 just because, again, the greatest motherfucking selling
Yeah.
console of all time. And
So much hype on that release.
and it was huge, and it just was that perfect world of play incredible video games, but this is now your entertainment center. This is the
Yeah.
thing that you run your CDs through, that you run your DVDs through, that
Yep.
you no longer
Yep.
need to have a DVD player. We got you covered on that.
Right.
You
No
got your video game system
longer
right
need
here.
the DVD
Yeah.
player.
Do,
Yeah.
do you want to hook this into your speakers? Do you want to do a surround sound thing? You can do that.
Yeah.
It really did change the game in terms of how we view video game systems today.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, hell yeah, PlayStations.
Yeah.
Well, look, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show and doing
Yeah,
it. I had a
absolutely.
fucking
Hell yeah.
blast talking
Yeah.
about
Awesome
this
time.
old ass
Yeah,
system
good time.
that is just such a touchstone for so many people. Before we get out of here, Jeff, let people know where they can find you at online.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you want to look up my Instagram, it's Jeff Kuma, Kuma, JEFF and then, like I said, Newport Secret 6, the number 6, on Instagram. We got a show coming up October 6th at the Comet. If you're interested, and yeah, that's about it.
Ian, where can the folks find you at?
Ian Charles 71 or Secret Base Cinema. Come check us out.
Hell yeah, go see some movies. It's a fucking
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
Shout out Andy. We're getting you on a future episode. Listener to find me at Neil to No One is the Instagram. And thank you for listening to What You Into. If you got a friend that's into the PlayStation or just video games in general, do me a favor. Just share this episode with them. The algorithm butt fucks us all. And honestly, just having a friend that sends a text and says, "Hey man, this is cool. Check it out."
Yeah.
Does a whole lot for the show.
And tell us what we got wrong.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. Yeah. If you want to, you can hit me up on Instagram and tell me where you fucked
Meet
this
me in the
up.
comments.
Yeah, meet us in the comments. And then the other thing with the show, I mean, we got over 100 episodes. Every episode is evergreen, so you don't got to worry about, like, did I jump in a year or two late? Nope, it doesn't matter. Jump in wherever you want to. Listen to the podcast in any order you want to. With over 100 episodes, I guarantee you're going to find 4, 5, 6, 7 things that you're into as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing the show.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Dave.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And listener, peace.